So today we're going to go over some different styles of scripts. So once you actually begin writing your script, you're going to choose one of these. So we're going to go over some styles and we're going to go over what that style is about, and I'm going to show you some examples. You do need to fill out the guided note sheet that is on Canvas. So go to Canvas and find that sheet, and you're going to fill that out as we go through this. Okay, so realism is one style. Definition is it portrays how things really look. So during the realist time period, it's exactly how it would look as if it was really produced. So an example of that is All My Sons. So if you go to YouTube or click this link for any of these examples, then you will find the video for that so you can see what that style looks like. Next one is going to be naturalism. Naturalism is detailed realism that suggests social conditions hereditary in the environment and how that shapes human character and cannot be avoided. So your example for this is A Doll's House. Next one is comedy and manners. Comedy and manners satirizes the manners and affections of a social class or of multiple classes, often represented by stereotypical stock characters. And your example of this is Much Ado About Nothing. Your next type is opera. In opera, singers and musicians perform a dramatic work combining text and musical score, also called a libretto. This example is actually Macbeth, which is a play by Shakespeare, but this is the opera version of it. So by going to and watching this specific opera, you'll be able to see the differences between an opera and a play. Okay, next style is theater of cruelty. It's performed in an empty room with the audience in the center and actors around them with overwhelming sounds and bright lights. So the example for this is Anton Artaud, which we talked about him when we did our acting unit. This is his practical approaches to theater of cruelty. So in this, they give a few different examples of types of shows, and it's a very interesting video to watch. Next type is going to be theater of the absurd. Focuses on humans being trapped in a world that they don't understand and are subject to any occurrence, no matter how illogical. And the example for this is The Twilight Zone. And you can watch any episode of it, but we will watch one together in class. Okay, next one is going to be musical theater. Musical theater is different than opera in that opera, everything is sung. And in musical theater, it's not all sung. It also has dance. So musical theater is a theatrical performance that combines song, spoken dialogue, acting, and dance. And your example for this is Wicked. Next one is invisible theater. There is no definition for this because invisible theater is less about a style in the way that it is written and more about a style in the way that the show is produced. So it's a performance in a play people would not normally think to see a play. So you could have like a realistic invisible theater show. It's just how and where it's produced and the show is actually performed is different for invisible theater. Okay, next one is performance art. A performance art is a performance presented to the audience. It's traditionally interdisciplinary, so it combines art and theater or music and theater. It can be scripted or unscripted. It can be randomly or carefully orchestrated. It can be spontaneous or carefully planned out. It can have or have not audience participation. This is one style that's a little bit more loose, but if you look at this example, Transfiguration, you'll get a better idea of what performance art is. So usually it's interdisciplinary, so usually it's some combination of usually art and theater. Okay, next one is vaudeville. Vaudeville is a mixture of specialty acts such as burlesque, comedy, song, and dance. And you don't have to write down a specific example for this one, but this is footage of a vaudeville act from 1898 to 1910, so you can get an example of what vaudeville looked like.